Welcome to the grammar video notes for commonly confused words. These are those words in your writing where you're not sure which one to use. Do I use then or than? Which version of your do I use? This video is going to walk you through some of the most commonly confused words. It doesn't have all of them because there are a lot, but these are the ones I see most often in 5th grade writing. For today, you're going to need your notebook where you're going to have your notes page. You'll need something to write with, and then crayons or colored pencils for color coding. Let's get started. First, please make sure you have this notes page. It's either already in your notebook in your grammar packet, or it's available as a printout if you don't have a grammar packet. Go ahead and make sure you have this page and get it ready to work on. We're going to be gluing it into our notebooks. Let's start here at the top with our commonly confused words notes page. We're going to take some notes and then use those notes to answer the questions. All right. So this first set that I'm going to focus on is the infamous there. Kids mix these up all the time, and I'll be honest, so do grown-ups. I want to show you some strategies to remember so that when you have to use these words, you know how to find the right one. The first one, there, ends with E-R-E, and it means a place, over there. So I see a river over there. I'm telling you the place the river is. So when I'm talking about a place, I use E-R-E. The next version of there is E-I-R, as in the sentence, here are their books. It means belongs to them. So I use this one if I'm describing possession, as in they have something. And then the last one is a contraction, which we learned about previously when we were talking about when to use apostrophes. This is the word there, meaning they are. And when those two words got smooshed together, we lost the A and it got replaced with an apostrophe. So there, happy to meet you, literally means they are happy to meet you. So anytime you're using the word there in a sentence, pause and think, do I mean there like a place? Then it would be T-H-E-R-E. Do I mean there like it's their house? Then I want E-I-R because it belongs to them. And if I say they're coming to my house after school, I really mean they are coming to my house. It's a contraction, so I want they apostrophe R-E. That's our first set of frequently confused words, the theirs. Here's the second set I see most often for 5th graders. Your and your. Let's take a look at that one. For this one, I have your, like I like your drawing. This version of your doesn't have an apostrophe. It means belongs to you. Your friend, your notebook, your name. They're yours. They belong to you. The second type of your has an apostrophe. It literally means you are. You are got smushed together and the A vanished and was replaced with an apostrophe. So when it says you're great at doing math or you're doing great at math, I really mean you are doing great at math. All right, this is our first set. Go ahead and pause if you need to, and when you've got those caught up, let's move on to the next set. Our next set of commonly confused words are the famous to. So let's jump right in. First, I have to with just one O. I use this one when there's a direction, like let's go to the park. I can also use that if I'm giving something to someone. Will you please give this to your teacher? It's going in a direction. The next one, TOO, actually gets used in two different ways. The first one is when I mean also. I like rice too. I always think of those two O's doing the same thing. I also am the letter O. So two O's reminds me I mean also. Two with two O's can also mean a lot. Oops, I lost my space. A lot. As in this is too cold. It's so cold it's a lot cold. So this one I can remember because the two O's can also be like the two heads of the two people doing the same thing, two, or it can mean two O's, as in I have too many O's. That's a lot of O's in the word too, because I have a lot. It is really cold. It is too cold. The last version of two is spelled completely different, T-W-O, and this is just when I'm writing two as a number. I earned $2. So that's our two, two, and two. The next one is the word its. Now we did explore this one in a previous video lesson about when to use apostrophes, but it's still a tricky one for most people, adults included, so I thought I'd include it here. The first its is a possessive pronoun. The bike lost its chain. The chain belongs to it, and in this case, it is the bike. So this shows possession. So if I'm trying to say that something belongs to something, I do not use an apostrophe in the word its. However, over here, it's a rainy day today, it literally means it is. So if I could say it is a rainy day today, then I mean the contraction its. And so I do need the apostrophe. This next one you may have heard about in math class. This is the dreaded than and then. Now, if I'm being really fancy and saying them in my most clear wording, you can hear a difference. Than, which is over here on the left, than, then over here on the right. One says one says eh. However, once you start to have people have different accents and they come from different places around the country and around the world, or we're even just talking fast, that subtle difference can disappear and all of a sudden we're not sure which word we mean. So the first one, than, shows comparison. See, oops, I better spell it right. I am older than my brother. Now, to help me remember that it's than with an A, I always think about a silly comparison that people love to use. They love to compare apples and oranges. And apples starts with an A. So when I'm comparing, like comparing apples and oranges, I need to use the a in than. However, if I want to talk about time, I want to use then. Time, the time version has an E. I'll eat a snack. Oops, my eye got moved. I'll eat a snack and then I'll do my reading. Then rhymes with when. And that's really when we're using then. If I can say when is something happening, it's happening after I eat my snack. Then I'll do my reading. If I'm telling the when of something, I want to use then with an EN. So as a reminder, than is for comparisons. I can remember that A in than is like apples and oranges. Then is telling when something happens, and it ends with EN, just like the word when. All right, we've got two more sets to go. The next set is accept and accept. Again, if I'm being fancy, I can see there's a spelling difference. We have accept and accept. However, people rarely make a difference when they say these two words. Both of them kind of get said with an in-between vowel sound. So listening for the sound is not generally very useful. The first one, accept, is when you receive something. Please accept my apology. So this one would be to receive. And to receive means to get. Please accept my apology. The next one, accept, shows exception, which is a fancy word for but. We're all here except Maria. I really mean we're all here but Maria. She's not here. So with an E, I mean exception. Everything else applies except this one person. Accept with an A means to receive or to get a gift. And then the last one that we have for today is capital and capital. We say them both exactly the same. However, the first one, capital with an A, means like an uppercase letter. To help me remember that one, I always think about the first uppercase letter a lot of kids learn how to make is the letter A because it's the first letter in the alphabet. So capital with an A means a capital letter. Start your name with a capital. Since that's the first letter a lot of kids learn, that helps me remember. Capital letter means capital with an A. Capital with an O talks about government stuff, especially when we're talking about the government city of a certain place. Fortunately, if you live here in Washington State with us, our capital city actually starts with an O. The capital of Washington State is Olympia, and that helps me remember. Olympia is the capital of Washington, and the word capital for a capital city has an O in it, not an A. If you're coming to us from another state, now you know the capital city of Washington State. All right, let's use all of our new learning now and start applying it to some real life scenarios. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our practice questions. The directions tell us fill in the blanks to use the commonly confused words correctly. So all of these blanks will need to be filled in by one of the commonly confused words. Let's check out our first sentence. I need a ride blank baseball practice at blank o'clock blank. Well, that one, he needs a ride to baseball practice. So I know we're going to be using the word to, but now we've got to figure out, there's 3 blanks. We have to figure out which version of to. So let's think about the first one. I need a ride to basketball practice. And I'm going to take a look at my to column. I need a ride to baseball practice. I'm going in a direction. I'm going to baseball. So that's going to be this first one where I have just to. I need a ride to baseball practice at 2 o'clock. There's our version. That means the number 2. TWO. TWO. At 2 o'clock. 2. Oh, he must mean also. Somebody else needed a ride to baseball practice, and this kid does as well. Also, they need a ride. So I need it like TOO, like the 2 O's are the 2 people that are doing the same thing. I need a ride to baseball practice at 2 o'clock too. All right, let's check out our next one. If I'm taller blank Mia, blank I'll do the jump ball. Ooh, I think they're trying to say, if I'm taller than Maria, then I'll do the jump ball. So let's find our then and than. Here we go. All right, than would be a comparison, and then would tell us when something might happen. So if I'm taller than Maria, ooh, I bet they mean than. They're asking if they're taller than Maria. They're trying to compare their heights. So I'm going to use than, TH, and our strategy was comparing apples and oranges. So there's my A for apples. If I'm taller than Maria, then I'll do the jump ball. Oh, she's saying when she'll do the jump ball. She'll do it if she's taller than Mia. Oops, I keep saying Maria, and I mean Mia. Then, which rhymes with when. All right, if I'm taller than Mia, then I'll do the jump ball. All right, next, remember to start blank cities with a blank letter. Ooh, they must be talking about capitals. One of them, the word capital with an A, means an uppercase letter, like the capital letter A. And one of them, capital with an O, means a government city, like in the word Olympia. All right, remember to start blank cities, capital cities, like the government city. That's going to be and I'm going to use an O, like the word Olympia, capital cities, with a capital letter, and then just like we learned the letter A first, capital letter. Remember to start capital cities with a capital letter. All right, let's keep going. Blank going to blank dad's house over blank. Ooh, I think this one would be over there. Let's see if there fits in all 3. They're going to their dad's house over there. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and think about which version of there. They're going to Dad's house. Do they mean place? Place is going to? No. Do they mean there, like it belongs to them? They're going? Does the going belong to someone? Or do they mean there as in they are? Let's think. They are going. Yeah, that makes sense. So I want there, meaning they are. All right, they, apostrophe R-E. They're going to their dad's house. They must mean it belongs to them. It's their dad. So I'm going to use T-H-E-I-R. Now I caught a typo. Will you fix it with me? Here we have a capital D for dad, but really they're not using his name dad. They're saying it's their dad. They're not using it like a name. It should be lowercase. Will you fix that with me? They're going to their dad's house over there. This one I mean it like a place. So that's going to be E-R-E. All right, and we have one more. Blank exciting to watch a baby bird hatch from blank egg. It's exciting to watch a baby bird hatch from its egg. All right, and when we look at its, we can say it's could be a possessive pronoun, like it belongs to them, and that doesn't have an apostrophe, or it could be a contraction that literally means it is. So let's think, do I mean it's as a contraction? I always check that one first. Or do I mean it like it belongs to someone? Could I say, it is exciting to watch a baby bird? I could, so I bet I want it's with an apostrophe, because I really mean it is. It's exciting to watch a baby bird hatch from its egg. This one is possessive. The egg belongs to the baby bird. All right, we've got one more section to do. If you would like to pause and try them on your own, then use the video to correct your work, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, you can continue working with me. In this last section, we're going to be proofreading. It says, find and fix the commonly confused word errors in the sentences below. So we're going to look at these. We're going to think about which words are often misused and then fix them if they're wrong. Our first sentence says, they're coming to my concert tonight. What's our word that's commonly messed up? Which one commonly gets confused? You're right, it's the word there. So we have to ask ourselves, are we using the right version of there? The there they're using is like over there. It's a place. They're coming to my concert tonight. And a silly trick someone taught me once is if I could point dramatically and shout, there! I'm using it right. They're coming to my concert tonight. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So then I'm going to try the contraction version. They are coming to my concert tonight. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is the contraction version, so we'll fix it. We're going to change it for they, they are, or they, apostrophe R-E. They're coming to my concert tonight. All right, let's check out the next one. I am too tired to go swimming today, but I'll go later. Which word is in this sentence that we commonly confuse? It's the word to, and it happened twice in here. I am too tired to go swimming. So let's figure out if one of them's wrong, if they're both wrong, or if they're both right. All right, our first one, I am too tired. That means really, really tired, like a lot of O's. There are too many O's. When I look at the two, here's my too, as in it's too cold. It's a lot. But this isn't the correct version. We want to fix it to be T-O-O. I am too tired to go swimming. The next two is to go swimming. Do I mean the number two? No. Do I mean also? I don't. I mean to as in a direction. I am too tired to go swimming. I'm going in the direction of swimming. This is a harder one to understand, but to go often is the T-O. So this one is correct. I don't need to change it. I'll even put a little check mark on top to remind myself it's correct. All right, on to our next sentence. I'm faster than the other runners. What's our commonly confused word? Then. All right, so we've got to compare, is this the right one? And when I look, I've got two versions of then. I have than when you're comparing two things, and I have then, which tells when something will happen. It's like a time thing. I'm faster than the other runners. Is this about the time for running? He'll finish the race then? Or is this about a comparison? It's a comparison. The speaker is comparing themselves to all the other runners. So for that one, I don't want then, I want than. I'm faster than the other runners. All right, 3 left. Next, they brought their Switch to my house this weekend. What's our commonly confused word? Did you catch it? It's the word their. They brought their Switch to my house this weekend. So I have to figure out which version of their. The first one we can check is, should it be the one it currently is, like a place? Remember my silly strategy? If I can point dramatically and shout, there! That's the one I'm looking for. They brought their Switch to my house this weekend. Does that make any sense? It doesn't. In this moment, they're not talking about a place. They didn't say, they brought their Switch over there. All right, our next one is there as in it belongs to them. They brought their Switch to my house. Is that what's happening? Is it the Switch that belongs to them? I think so. I bet it's supposed to be belongs to them. But just to play it safe, let's check the last one. I could see if it should be the contraction. To test that one, I'll see if I can replace their with they are. They brought they are Switch to my house this weekend. Yeah, that totally didn't work. So this one is there as in it belongs to them. T-H-E-I-R, there. All right, let's keep going. Is this your backpack? Our frequently confused word is your. And I see they have an apostrophe, so I can ask myself, does this mean, is this your backpack? That doesn't make sense. So for that one, it's not the possessive one. It's not the contraction. It must be the possessive one. It belongs to that person. They're asking, does this backpack belong to you? Is it your backpack? And finally, Travis said they're coming too. Ooh, I see 2 commonly confused words in this sentence. I see there and to. Let's start with there. Do they mean they are? Travis said they are coming too. Or do they mean there as in a place? Travis said they're coming too. No, that doesn't make sense. They mean they are. So we can use they apostrophe R-E. Travis said they're coming too. And now for this word to. Do I mean the number 2? They're going to 2 different places? Do I mean a direction? Travis said they're coming to the zoo? No, I mean also. I could replace the word with to with the word also. Travis said they're coming also. If I mean that one, I mean T-O-O, like 2 little heads standing next to each other. All right, this is our notes and practice work with this skill. Now you're ready to do some more independent work practicing these commonly confused words.